Hey, welcome to the Dave Weinbaum Show. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hey, Dave Weinbaum. This is Senator Dan Brown. How are you?
Senator Dan Brown, thank you for calling. I'm good. How are you?
I want to give you a little bit of an update on what we have found out about the Department of Revenue and the Highway Patrol. And you have to realize this has been like pulling teeth. We knew that they were scanning documents. Our first question was probably about a month and a half ago in hearings was, okay, what are you doing with these documents? They're sending them to Morpho Trust USA, which is headquartered in Atlanta, Georgia, and they're the ones that's going to print the secure driver's license, and we got to wait 3 to 4 weeks to get it back. So we asked him, if you're scanning these documents, are you sending them to Morpho Trust? Yes, we are. Are they being destroyed? What's done with them after Morpho Trust gets them? And Morpho Trust USA is a company owned by the French. And they said, well, they're being
French,
destroyed.
should you say, by the French?
By the French. Morpho Trust USA is owned by the French.
Okay.
And they're headquartered in Atlanta. They do these for a lot of states in Missouri. And so basically they're a data collection agency, in my opinion. And they said, well, we don't know. We have this agreement that they're going to do it, but okay, then we want to see the document. So no document. So we subpoenaed the Department of Revenue. And they brought over 14 boxes of loose stuff just thrown in a box. The next day they delivered 34 boxes. So we've got some people scanning some of those documents. We found a document from Elena Berrigan Scott, which was a former director. She was reassigned December 13th of 2012. On December the 12th, 2012, she sent a letter to Janet Napolitano outlining how well we were doing the Real ID Act, and we had met all the parameters, which is against the law of the state of Missouri. We passed laws 2005, 2006 that we will not participate in a database for the federal government. And so this goes along. Yesterday, about 1 o'clock, we found from the Highway Patrol that, in fact, the list of concealed carry holders in the state of Missouri had been released twice. Once in 2011, the entire list, 163,200 Missourians' personal private information was released to a federal agency, the Social Security Agency, and their fraud division. They maintain that it's legal for them to do that because it was a law enforcement agency.
What?
We say you cannot release the entire list. So this is the point we're at. We are cutting their budgets to almost zero. We're not sure where this is going to lead. The governor was out as late as yesterday saying that none of this exists, that we as Republicans are wasting time and his time, and that none of this is going on. Well, we have the fact and the admission that it's already happened. Supposedly, this disk was encrypted, and by the way, they dropped the disk in the mail. It was on the Highway Patrol's computers, on an open computer for 30 days. They don't know where it's at now.
Whoa.
So supposedly this guy never opened these because they were encrypted. I, in committee, said, I don't care whether it was encrypted or whether you could open or not. The fact that you sent the list is against our law. So we're hoping someone goes to the Gray Bar Motel, and we are not getting any cooperation from the executive branch of government, and we're not getting any help from our Attorney General, Chris Cox.
Well, if somebody wants to give you a tip, somebody may be feeling a little guilty in the Democratic Party or wherever this came from in Missouri, who should they call? What number should they call?
Well, I think call any of your senators or representatives, and trust me, people are responding. People do not like this. I mean, they are very, very upset. They have every right to be. I'm on that list. I'm a concealed carry holder. Everyone that has concealed carry permit is on that list that was released.
Well, gee, Dan, why should everybody be worried just because I'm playing the devil's advocate? Why should people worry about this? So the government has, I mean, we have driver license. What the heck? They know where we are with that. They got addresses on them. Why should we be concerned about concealed carry permits being in the hands of the federal government?
The problem is, in my opinion, is this is an easy way for the government to access everyone that owns guns, or the majority of the people that own guns. and it's a ready-made list for gun confiscation. Number one, the real crux of the problem here is that this is against the law of the state of Missouri. This is not allowed, and we supposedly are not keeping data. It's not stored. It's not released, and we're finding out that they're lying to us. They're lying to us as legislators. So they're lying to every citizen in the state of Missouri. And we will get to the bottom of this. I mean, how
are you going to get to the bottom of this, Dan? Are you going to have hearings? Are they under oath?
This is how we've extracted this information. It's been like pulling teeth. Absolutely mind-boggling. We were in committee hearing last night till about 11:30, and we had just gained a little information here and a little bit there. They will not testify. We do have a subpoena served on the Department of Revenue at this point. I suspect this weekend there's going to be people resigning, and the governor's going to start firing people because this has not left the press.
Did the governor know?
He says he knows nothing about it.
What do you think?
It's not going on.
Are you able to make an opinion on that?
My opinion is he knows about it, because why would Atlanta, Garrison, Scott done this since it's the Gentleman Napolitano that we are in compliance with the Real ID Act on December 12th and get reassigned on December 13th.
I would assume that he would not show up voluntarily to testify before your committee. Can you subpoena him, Senator?
There's some question as to whether or not we have subpoena power over the executive branch. We can subpoena any state department head, and I think that the court of public opinion is going to convict him because he's denying it.
Well, from the calls I've got this morning, you're absolutely correct. Yep. But you know what? I'd subpoena him just to see what he does.
Yep, we will. We've got some very smart attorneys that serve in the legislative body that's working on this, because this is totally unacceptable. This is not what we manufactured for, and we're cutting their budgets. The only way you get the attention of department heads is to take their money away. And I don't even know how much money we cut out of the department yesterday afternoon, somewhere to 150 to 100 million. And we want people to be fired. And that was said publicly in committee yesterday. The governor should have fired all of you people yesterday.
Do you have any Democrats who are on your side?
The Democrats are starting to ask questions as well. They realize, at first they were trying to protect the department heads because that's their people. They kind of backed off of that position at this point. And they know that this thing has gone viral. It's blown up. And, I mean, we just stumbled onto this in our committee hearing, and had they not started scanning and keeping these documents when you go in to renew your concealed carry permit and your licenses, we would have never got this information, because they kept telling us, no, we're not doing anything with them. So why are you scanning them? Then we find out about Marple trucks. Well, then we find out, well, has the list ever been released? Yes, twice. Who did it? Highway Patrol. We called them in. They've released it to the same individual, a year apart, the same list, because he don't know what happened to the first list. The second list that he got, supposedly he destroyed that. Well, that's destroying evidence, and that's against the law as well. So we're going to subpoena him as well and get him in and get his side of the story.
Well, Senator, is this not also against federal law, against the Constitution, the Second Amendment and the Fourth Amendment?
It should be, but you have to realize Homeland Security, when that all went down and that was under Bush, they breached the Constitution in a lot of privacy matters. And Missouri stayed strong with the original founders' ideas of the Constitution. Now we've got departments that are breaching that and collecting this information and refusing to stop collecting it. So then it's up to us. I mean, it's an important time in the history of our state and our nation. We're having a federal debate on gun control, and we've got two departments that's releasing information. Our state auditor asked for that same information. Just if they would release it, they would not release it to him, but they released it to a federal agency.
Yeah, and there's a lot of people out there saying, well, liberals saying, well, you can trust your federal government, you can trust your local government, and I think this is a prime example of the fact that you cannot trust your government, and that's why we have a Constitution. That's why we have a Second Amendment and a Fourth Amendment and all the other amendments. That's why we have a Bill of Rights.
Yes, I apologize for taking up too much of your time.
Are you kidding me?
You know what we found out, and this is just beginning, which we just And we found this out through the appropriations process. What a nice way to do it. But at least we have found it. Now we stop.
Senator, I want you to call the show next week and inform us on what's been done, if you wouldn't mind.
All right.
All right.
Thank
you. That's Senator Dan Brown, probably from downtown Jeff City.